Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a deadly plane crash in Bee County is under investigation. What authorities are looking into. Plus, a $10 billion project in Calhoun County hits the brakes. Why ExxonMobil is changing course. And hackers use artificial intelligence to target their own citizens.
We're picking up a few little bitty light showers again this afternoon. You can see them right about there, generally between us and San Antonio. However, tomorrow we'll see even fewer and probably none for the weekend. We'll talk more about your forecast coming up in a moment.
And the Texas Water Fund could change how your community manages water systems, why experts say it matters. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon and thanks for being with us. I'm Shauna Curry. The crash of a plane between Beeville and Skidmore is under investigation this afternoon. According to a DPS spokesperson, a small non-commercial plane crashed this afternoon off U.S. Highway 181. The pilot was the only person on board and died in the crash. Records show the Beechcraft 35 Bonanza aircraft took off from the Beeville airport shortly before crashing. The FAA is looking into the cause of the crash. ExxonMobil is hitting pause on its $10 billion sticks plant in rural Calhoun County. The company planned to start construction next year, but a spokesperson now says market conditions do not support moving forward yet. According to the Texas Tribune, activist Diane Wilson believes her lawsuit over a school district tax break deal played a big role. A judge ordered the district to redo the hearing after finding the public was not properly notified. Exxon still says it might revisit the project later, but for now, it is on hold. And ExxonMobil maintains they are still interested in developing a plant in the area, saying as part of the statement, they are confident in their growth strategy. The statement goes on to say they are maintaining good relationships with community leaders and contractors in case the project can continue at an undetermined date. We are on pothole patrol, and today we found these at Trinity and Navarro Streets. Send us a photo or video of that pothole that you're dealing with, and we'll get on the next pothole patrol. Email us a picture or video to staff@crossroadstoday.com. Now to the latest on National Guard troops being sent into American cities, including Chicago. Hundreds of Guard members prepare to hit the streets this week. And as ABC's Rena Roy explains, it comes as President Trump threatens to invoke the Insurrection Act.
The Texas National Guard seen on the ground today in Illinois at an Army Reserve training center in the suburbs of Chicago.
We have cities where there's tremendous crime, and Chicago's one of them. And if the governor can't straighten it out, we'll straighten it out.
President Trump deploying those troops there despite local leaders saying they don't need help from the federal government.
This president is determined to federalize the National Guard and to occupy our cities with the military. It's unconscionable. It's unthinkable.
FBI Director Kash Patel also heading to the Windy City today, saying, quote, Chicago will be saved and that the FBI will continue to crush violent crime there. On Capitol Hill, Attorney General Pam Bondi questioned by Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois about whether the deployment is even legal.
The assault on the city I am proud to represent is just one example of how President Trump and Attorney General Bondi shut down justice at the Department of Justice.
I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. And currently, the National Guard are on the way to Chicago.
The president also looking to send the National Guard to Portland, Oregon, claiming it's, quote, burning. But a federal judge appointed by Trump temporarily blocking the deployment, saying the president's assessment of the city is, quote, simply untethered to the facts. With local leaders challenging Trump in courtrooms across the country, the president is now threatening to use the Insurrection Act, which allows the president to send the military into states to quell public unrest or support law enforcement.
If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that.
President Trump has been painting a picture of chaos in Portland, but city officials say that's not the reality and that protests he has referred to are confined to one group outside of an ICE facility. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, we saw some showers in the area today. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez to see if these will continue or if we're going to go back to sunny and dry. Mac, what do we have in store?
Well, let me put it this way. If you see a shower, take a picture of it because we don't know when we'll see another really good one. We did have enough moisture around the area and a loose enough environment to pick up that little sea breeze activity. It's all sort of rolling inland. In fact, it spread a little bit farther inland all the way up to Austin and San Antonio. But this frontal system is bringing actually some cooler conditions to North Texas. It is drifting down into our area. It's not really going to cool us down, but it's going to give us some nice fresh fall morning temperatures. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Shauna, back to you.
Attorney General Pam Bondi appeared on Capitol Hill for a heated Senate hearing today. She deflected questions about the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, National Guard deployments, and probes into Trump's political enemies. She also came prepared with personal attacks aimed at Democratic senators.
This is supposed to be an oversight hearing when dozens of prosecutors have been fired simply because they worked on cases investigating the former president. This is, and now
What
the
about
current
the
president.
fires in California?
And
Do you
this
care
is
about that,
supposed to be,
senatorship?
this is supposed to be an oversight hearing in which members of Congress can get serious answers to serious questions about the
Are the
cover-up-
riots in
about the
LA
cover-up-
serious?
About the cover-up of corruption, about the prosecution of the president's enemies. And
I think you owe the president an
when will it
apology.
be?
As stated earlier, there have been many terminations from the Department of Justice, and we stand by all of those. Many of those are subject to active litigation. This Department of Justice will treat everyone with respect, and we will do everything in our power to help citizens of this country. Please reach out to us with any individual cases.
Democrats and Republicans clashed at the hearing, talking past each other and trading blame over politicizing the Justice Department. Democrats said Bondi let Trump go after his enemies like former FBI Director James Comey. Republicans fired back, accusing Biden's DOJ of targeting Trump through special counsel Jack Smith. OpenAI says suspected Chinese government operatives are misusing ChatGPT. In a new report, the company shows how hackers and scammers, some state-backed, use AI in daily operations. One user is accused of using ChatGPT to draft surveillance proposals targeting China's own population. Another promoted a tool to scan social media for extremist speech. OpenAI says it reflects China's growing push to use AI at scale as the U.S. and China race to dominate the technology. The constitutional amendment and joint election are just weeks away, and Texans have a lot to decide. There are 17 propositions on the November ballot, including the Texas Water Fund. It is designed to keep water flowing to homes and businesses, even during outages or emergencies. Local political expert Woodrow Wilson Wagner II says water might seem like a small issue until it's not. Wagner says this fund could mean more workers to monitor and manage water systems before problems start.
Water is perhaps the most important basic thing ever, right? And if we don't have water, things go to a halt, not just in our homes, but in our businesses.
Early voting is October 20th through 31st. Election day is November 4th. Neighbors are stepping outside this evening to make their streets safer. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting joins us live at a National Night Out block party in North Victoria. And Trenton, what is going on out there right now?
Well, Shauna, I'm here on the corner of Quarry Cove and Auburn Hill, where they're getting ready for a National Night Out event of their own. I'm sitting here with Dr. Phyllis Kenyon, who is the event organizer for this neighborhood. So, Dr. Kenyon, how long have y'all been doing this event, and what all went into making it happen this year?
This is a great event. You know, this is a police and a community come together. And what we do is for awareness, police awareness. We want everybody to be able to understand how important our police and our first responders are. So, as again, our fourth year, we're blessed. We have about 210 houses here in Lake Forest. We have a phenomenal turnout for it. And this year will be great because the weather is good.
Now, before I let you go, I'd love to hear your personal, how much it means to you to be able to celebrate first responders in this way.
It's great because this is a way that we can give back to them, and it makes us all very happy. I'm president of the Victoria Civilian Police Academy Alumni Association, and we're happy to be able to be here to do that.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to get going here. People will start showing up at around 5:30 to 6 o'clock. We've got a raffle as well for a vehicle here, so make sure if you're in this neighborhood, go ahead and come on out. Back to you, Shauna.
All right, thank you, Trenton. Well, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5, Democrats draw a red line on health care as the shutdown stalemate deepens. Plus, Colorado's ban on conversion therapy sparks a federal lawsuit. A look at what's at stake for families. Senate lawmakers failed to advance two funding bills, the shutdown now impacting air travel across the country. As ABC's Melissa Adon explains, President Trump is framing the shutdown as an opportunity for his administration.
Today, across the country, air traffic controllers forced to work without pay, calling out, causing staffing issues and flight delays. In Southern California, Burbank Airport closing its air traffic control tower as it was left unmanned for hours last night.
Clearance is closed, ground's closed, local's closed, the tower is closed due to staffing.
Controllers at another facility forced to take over, delaying flights more than 2.5 hours all night.
I mean, they're all Democrat delays.
A draft of a new White House memo suggests that 750,000 furloughed government workers are not entitled to back pay.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way. Okay?
Why do you say some federal workers should not get their back pay? Why do you say some?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out, okay? Ask the Democrats that question.
In all previous government shutdowns, essential and furloughed workers got all their back pay.
The law is clear. Every single furloughed federal employee is entitled to back pay. Period. Full stop. The law is clear.
And healthcare is still at center of Democrats' demands to reopen the government, pushing for a deal to reverse Medicaid cuts and extend Obamacare subsidies.
The Affordable Care Act tax credit extension is a battle for everyday Americans. And this is another example of Republicans throwing out baseless lies to try to defend their indefensible position.
Today, the FAA warning of new air traffic control shortages in major hubs like Houston and Chicago. Here in Southern California, the Hollywood Burbank Tower is back at full staffing. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The USDA has issued a health alert after listeria was found in spinach used in 2 HelloFresh meal kits. The cheesy pulled pork pepper pasta and unstuffed peppers with ground turkey. No one's gotten sick yet, but if you have these meals, they say don't eat them, toss them, or return them, and clean anything they have touched. The issue came from routine testing by Fresh Realm, the company that makes meals for HelloFresh. The USDA is now looking into whether this ties to a larger listeria outbreak linked to a California company. Costco is now selling weight loss drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy, for less than half of what you would pay elsewhere. Some members can get even more discounts. Both medications curb appetite, helping many people eat less and lose weight. Wegovy is often used for obesity and heart disease, while Ozempic is for type 2 diabetes. The Supreme Court is taking up a case on state bans of conversion therapy for minors, a controversial practice aimed at changing someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. It's already banned in 23 states and D.C., but as ABC's Devin Dwyer reports, this case comes as debates over LGBTQ rights heat up nationwide.
For Colorado mom Erin Lee and her daughter Chloe, it was a defining moment many families face.
She had already made up this, I'm going to go by Toby now, and I'm ready to cut my hair, and I don't want to wear girls' clothes anymore. We thought we have to talk to a professional so we know what to say.
1 in 4 American high schoolers say they are gay, lesbian, or bisexual. 3% identify as transgender, and another 2% report questioning their gender. Among those, many say they experience sadness and hopelessness. Some contemplate suicide. Chloe was one of them.
She just wanted someone who would talk to her about what she was going through, and this counselor was dodging the issue entirely, and that was making our daughter worse.
And you think that's a direct result of Colorado's law?
Oh, I know it is.
That law is a ban on so-called conversion therapy, or the effort by a licensed therapist to attempt to change a person's identity during treatment. 27 states restrict the practice, and Erin says it's had a dangerous chilling effect. Colorado's Attorney General Phil Weiser sees it differently.
Making you feel bad about who you are, pressuring you to be someone else, that's not legitimate therapy. The medical consensus is clear. That's why it's banned here in Colorado on a bipartisan basis.
The Colorado minor conversion therapy law says licensed therapists are not allowed to try to change behaviors or gender expressions or try to eliminate or reduce same-sex attraction. But therapists are allowed to provide acceptance, support, and understanding as a child develops. Critics say it's effectively a gag order, claiming the state is censoring therapists. Kaylee Childs has been a licensed therapist in Colorado Springs for nearly 10 years, providing what she calls faith-informed counseling. Alleging the conversion therapy ban violates her right to free speech, Childs sued Colorado in federal court.
If someone comes into the office and they say, I am a biological male, and I have been living and presenting as a female for a while now. Those are the clients who I cannot have a full conversation with.
She says she's had to turn away clients fearing a possible $5,000 fine. Hanging over the case is decades of medical consensus that conversion therapy is ineffective and even harmful.
Devin Dwyer, ABC News, Washington.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're looking at 90 degrees out there, even though we do have a few little clouds around the area as the pop-up showers developed again. We managed to get up to 91 today, but we didn't hit the rain bucket today, so we are basically in a 0 day. Now, the chances for rain are actually going away for the next 7 days. We'll be talking about that coming up in a moment. Well, welcome back, everybody. Again, we had enough moisture and enough heating to trigger off a few little sea breeze showers that came in during the afternoon hours. Nothing significant, no severe weather or anything like that. But we do have this frontal system in North Texas. Is it really working? Well, I'm going to show you in a second. And we have moisture pretty much all over Texas south of the front. North of the front, it's a little bit drier, and I'm going to say the word, a little bit cooler. Now, watch these temperatures. We're in the 90s, right? We're in the 80s only because of the cloud cover and the rain, but I'm going to show you the big picture. Look at this. It's 80 in Lubbock and 66 in Amarillo. Yay! Is that coming in our direction? Not necessarily. We are going to get some of the drier air, but probably not anything that cool. There you see the heaviest rain actually was south of the city earlier today. You can see that stuff coming up down south and heading up toward the Carnesville, Carnes City area. In the city, we didn't get anything, or not much, although a sprinkle or two did occur. And as you see out here in Matagorda County, a few little pop-ups here and there. So nothing, shall we say, substantial. And in and around Victoria, we were on the dry side, but notice down here, if you go to Beeville, Berkeley, and then head on up to Carnes City, they did get a little bit, maybe 2 inches of rain. That's as that moisture from the Gulf sort of rolls back up into the coastal plains, and that's pretty much all the way up to San Antonio. But we take a look at the future and we say, okay, what's happening next? Well, as I mentioned yesterday, the good news for us is that we do not have air quality problems because of the rain, or the showers are enough to stir up the atmosphere. What is this up here? This is green. That means flash flooding is expected in northern New Mexico mountains within the next 24 to 48 hours. What is that? I'm going to show you in a minute. Again, Austin, San Antonio, not in the air pollution problem. Houston, Harris County still continues with that. Well, it's really kind of weird in the tropics. Watch this. First of all, as I mentioned, this became Tropical Storm Jerry. Jerry, fortunately, is going to skirt right by the Leeward Islands, and then it's going to start making that big right turn. So there's probably not going to be a direct hit, but it's going to be very close for the Caribbean islands, and obviously they're going to have to watch for that, but no major worries for the mainland. Now, in the Pacific, boy, I tell you, first we've got Priscilla. Priscilla is going to be a strong storm, then it falls apart, then rolls across the Baja, and all that moisture goes up into the desert southwest. So Arizona, Tucson, Yuma, Fort Huachuca, if you know where that is going to be looking at quite a bit of rain. Now, in addition to Priscilla, we also have Octave. That's the backward moving tropical storm. You see where it started, then it went out, and then right about here made a big turn. So it's coming back and it's going to get absorbed into Priscilla. So a lot of moisture is headed for the desert southwest. What I'm telling you is Arizona, New Mexico are going to get a lot of rain. We're not going to get too much out of it in Texas, and it doesn't look like it's coming in our direction. Overnight, we're getting down to 72. Tomorrow, we're going to get up to about 94 here in the city, 93 in Port Lavaca, 93 in Cuero. And when does the dry air come in? It comes in with that front. By Friday, we're going to be looking at some sunny, warm days, but much cooler nights, getting down into the low 60s. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. Shauna, back to you.
Still to come, your Ring doorbell will soon know who's at your door by name, the feature that's raising eyebrows. Commemorating the 50th anniversary of President Ford signing the law requiring the nation's service academies admit women, 2 alumni ring the closing bell. And in trading today, the Dow was down 92 points, the S&P 500 slid 26 points, and the Nasdaq dropped 153 points. The price of oil is up 32 cents to $62.01 per barrel. Gold just hit a record high, topping $4,000 an ounce as investors look for stability amid a weaker dollar, global tensions, and persistent inflation. Prices are up over 50% this year, helped by a recent Fed rate cut. But Bank of America is urging caution, warning a price drop could come later this year. As the government shutdown nears a week, the FAA says more air traffic control towers are facing staffing shortages, including Chicago O'Hare, one of the busiest in the U.S. Towers in Nashville, Houston, Newark, and more are also affected. While no closures are expected, fewer controllers could mean longer ground delays and rerouted flights. The FAA did not give a reason, but officials say more staff have been calling out sick since the shutdown started. American Airlines is ditching metal bag sizers at its gates, which check if your carry-on fits. Now gate agents will use their own judgment, and if unsure, they will side with the customer. Bag sizers will still be available at check-in, so you can size up your bag before security. This move follows United Airlines, which got rid of gate sizers 5 years ago. Amazon is rolling out facial recognition on its new Ring cameras and doorbells with a feature called Familiar Faces. It will recognize family, friends, or neighbors and let you tag them in the app, so you get names instead of just person at the door. Privacy experts worry that people are being recorded without consent. The feature will not be available in Illinois, Texas, or Portland due to local laws, and it launches on new devices in December. Homeowners can choose to turn it on or off. Tesla is rolling out cheaper versions of its most popular models. Both the Model 3 Standard and the Model Y Standard will be cheaper than the premium versions of these vehicles. Tesla announced it is reducing costs because the government is eliminating a $7,500 tax credit for consumers buying electric vehicles. The new Model 3 Standard will cost about $38,000 and will be available in December or January. The Model Y Standard will set you back about $41,000 and will be available next month or in December. Well, today is extra special for all of you taco lovers everywhere. We'll find out why this Tuesday is different coming up next.
The government shutdown affecting millions with no end in sight. And now real concerns over air traffic control. Plus the growing tensions with National Guard troops on American streets. World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast in America.
This week's Taco Tuesday is extra special because today is also National Taco Day. What better way to celebrate? The longtime favorite meal is served with a variety of items, including beef, chicken, and fish, often topped with tomatoes, cheese. It says olives. I've never heard of olives.
No, I don't
Lettuce,
think
maybe.
that's right. That's not legal.
Yeah, salsa, guacamole, sour cream are popular sides. National Taco Day used to be celebrated on October 4th, but it was adjusted this year so that it would always fall on the first Tuesday in October, so you can officially say Taco Tuesday. Many restaurants are celebrating with taco specials, and that is one thing in my household that we've always done Taco Tuesday. Some sort of, whether it's breakfast tacos, shrimp tacos.
Did you get into the habit because of school or something? It was Taco Tuesday at school?
No, it made it easy to meal plan.
That's probably good. Well, sunny and warm for tomorrow, less rain chance, and rather dry through the weekend.
All right, well, hopefully you'll get some tacos tonight for dinner, and hopefully you'll join us back here in 30 minutes for 25 News Now at 6.